Well, of course, it's difficult to comment in detail developments in different countries, but certainly this is something which is again worth paying attention to. If there is a clear will of the people and a clear demand for a referendum, I think it's definitely worth paying attention and looking at the ways how to deal with this. Of course, again, for me it's very difficult to comment, especially if those are legal arguments on a constitution and so on, to comment those arguments. But what I can say at this stage that it's a quite powerful signal, something we have experienced from our own past, and this is something which is necessary to be paid attention with and to find ways how to deal with. Well, frankly, we so far have not formulated official foreign position on those questions, but provided that there is a legitimacy of the process, then I would say, theoretically speaking, why not? Well, of course, in case of Scotland, we know that there is a process where all sides are agreeing on this and moving towards this. Unilateral declaration may be more complicated in this regard. Well, that's what's being discussed right now, and we know that, again, legally there are different opinions, so the basic issue is in such a scenario, if this scenario is going to happen, does, for that sake, Scotland becomes automatically an EU member state, or it has to act as an accession country and go through the enlargement process? And there's still no final kind of decision, and also so far, I must say, it's also not dealt with sense of urgency, because there's not so clear if it's going to happen at all and if there's going to be such a dilemma to be resolved by the EU. So far there's no clear answer to this. In a context of this upcoming Scottish referendum, there are some discussions about this, but so far no clear conclusions. I think it's definitely would be good to know, so that people, when they vote, they know the consequences. Whether EU will be able to provide an answer beforehand, it's not certain yet. But as a concept, at least some conceptual answer, it's going this direction or it's going that direction, it would be good to know, so that people know the consequences when they vote. When we started this process, of course it was not clear how this process would end, how Soviet Union would react to the demands of independence of Baltic states, and what will actually happen. So from this point of view, certainly we can feel very happy that we eventually were able to restore the independence in a relatively short time and relatively peacefully. Well, I would say absolutely so. It was very clear will of the people of Baltic states to regain the independence. So the question was basically how Soviet Union would react on this. Would it react with violence, with a crackdown, or would it actually allow this to happen? Well, it certainly was one of the milestones towards our way towards independence, because this was really something which caught also the Western countries' attention, that there is something serious going on, and that also West should be actually engaging more actively with what's happening in the Baltic states. So clearly it was quite an unprecedented action to create this human chain from Tallinn through Riga to Vilnius, and to put forward this demand for regaining independence.